Hello, I am Manny Soda, and this video is all about my extremely biased prediction for Group B of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. I won't be emotional about this, even though the United States is in this group. I got something in my eye. And like other videos, I'm going to be using logic. I can't let emotions dictate my stuff. Anyways, but yeah, kind of like last video, I'm going to be talking about each team individually first, and then I'll do my predictions. But first, yeah, let's talk about Group B and who are the teams in Group B. This group consists of Europe region representative England, Asia region representative Iran, North America region representative the US, and Europe region representative Wales. This draw caught the attention of many for the right and wrong reasons. Memes aside, this group could end up with scores closer than you might think. Many are predicting England to be one of the qualified teams alongside one of the other three. Let's see. On almost every prediction that I have seen or heard, England is the favorite to top this group. The 1966 World Cup champions are even favorites to take the whole thing in some predictions. And how they are showing it. England began their World Cup qualification process in Group I with Poland, Albania, Hungary, Andorra, and San Marino. England won one match and tied the other match with Poland, defeated Albania twice with one match ending 5-0, won over Hungary in one match and tied the other one, defeated Andorra both times, and trashed San Marino twice, including one match ending with a 10-0 score. In the recent Euro that took place in 2021, England went all the way to the final where they lost in penalty shootouts to Italy, who didn't even qualify to the 2022 World Cup. In the 2018 World Cup, England ended in fourth after losing to Croatia in the semifinals, losing against Belgium in the third place match. The youngsters in this team have grown and are showing world-class soccer in their respective clubs, which brings us to their downsides themselves. England is its own worst enemy. England let go a great opportunity in 2018 when they lost to Croatia. On paper, England was the better team, but on the pitch, Croatia came out on top. What I'm trying to say is that England has the player talent, but they have to show it against every team. If they do that, they might finally get what they are looking for. Fun fact about England, England was the third nation to host the World Cup and win the World Cup. 6 World Cups had to pass, with another 2 being cancelled because of World War II, for a nation to win the cup in their own backyard, making it the largest time gap where a host wins the tournament. So the question for England, can the squad stay focused until the end, or will they be dealt another blow? Iran is a country that has similar tendencies to that of Ecuador. They have great performances in the Asia Cup and when they qualify to the World Cup. They have been champions of the Asia Cup 3 times with many other third place finishes. They have been to 5 World Cups so far, and their qualification process show remarkable dominance. Iran started their 2022 World Cup qualification process in the second round of the Asian Football Confederation, or AFC for short. They were in Group C, placed with Iraq, Bahrain, Hong Kong, and Cambodia. They decimated Cambodia on both matches, one with a score of 14-0, while the other was 10-0. They beat Hong Kong twice as well. They received a surprising loss from Bahrain and Iraq, but the other match went to Iran. Iran ended on top of the group and qualified to the third round of the AFC qualifiers. They were placed in Group A alongside South Korea, United Arab Emirates, Iraq, again, Syria, and Lebanon. Here, They got a double win over Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and the UAE. Yeah, all except South Korea, who they drew and lost to. Yet Iran ended on top of South Korea because South Korea had one extra draw. Now this all looks good, but the downside is that Iran has yet to pass the group stage at a World Cup. It's like whatever they did during the qualifiers, they just forgot it because they were playing against teams that are ranked higher. I don't know. What I'm saying is Iran has everything to compete, and they have. They were never thrown out or battered at the World Cup, they just haven't been able to break through. Fun fact about Iran. Iran, alongside Saudi Arabia, are the two Middle East countries with the most appearances at a World Cup. Including the upcoming 2022 tournament, they will each have 6 total appearances. So the question for Iran: will Iran be able to pull out a surprise, or will Iran yet again succumb in the group stage? The United States are back after failing to qualify to the 2018 World Cup. And my, how they have bounced back. In 2021, they won the first ever CONCACAF Nations League and won the Gold Cup, both against their rival Mexico. In their qualifiers, US began straight in the final round of the CONCACAF qualifying process, alongside Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras. USA won both matches against Honduras, won and tied against El Salvador, Jamaica, and Mexico, won and lost against Costa Rica and Panama, and lost and tied against Canada. Out of 7 home games, they won 6 and tied 1. Sounds impressive until you look at their away record. Out of 7 away matches, they won 1. And it was against the dead last team, Honduras. Given that technically speaking all games will be away, this is an issue. Many of the fans and critics have blamed the youth where at home they would run amok but fail to show at away games. The many reports have been that the US is the youngest team to qualify with an average of anywhere between 23 to 25 years old. However, something that contradicts this is the fact that many of the players play in Europe. So whatever is impeding them from performing outside of the US as a unit must be overcome. Fun fact about the USA. They are recognized by FIFA to have ended in 3rd place in the inaugural World Cup back in 1930 because of goal difference over Yugoslavia, meaning they are the CONCACAF team with the highest ending at a World Cup. So the question for the US, is this generation ready to perform at such a high level tournament? Or will they once again show up with nothing? After 64 years, Wales is present at a World Cup. Their route started in Group E alongside Belgium, Czech Republic, Estonia, and Belarus. They achieved a double win over Belarus, a tie and a win against Czech Republic and Estonia, and finally a tie and a loss against Belgium. They ended in 2nd place of the group and qualified to the final round of the UEFA World Cup qualification process. They were in Path A and were drawn to face Austria. Wales defeated them with a final score of 2-1. In the final match of Path A, their opponents came in the form of Ukraine. It was a hard-fought bout, and it could have gone beyond regular times. Fortunately for Wales, the winning goal came as an own goal as it was deflected into the box. With that, Wales becomes the final European team to qualify to the 2022 World Cup. Now that they have gotten through the toughest part, Wales does have some things to work out. As a team, Wales is considered a competitive team, but in expectations, not much is awaited from them. And unfortunately, that has been the case. They are able to dispatch teams that are viewed weaker, but it's back and forth with teams closer to their skills. Mistakes have cost them valuable progress, so by cementing the structure and have each player turn up their talent, Wales could be a surprise at the World Cup. Fun fact about Wales. Back in the 1958 World Cup, Wales tied all 3 group matches, and had to play a group stage playoff match against Hungary to see who qualified to the quarterfinals. They ended up winning that match. So the question for Wales: will Wales better their World Cup statistics, or will a group stage performance be all they could do? Alright, information has been given. Let's get to some predicting. And just a note, I have it here. Remember, this is just for fun, and it does not reflect what will happen at the World Cup, as I could very much get this whole thing wrong. To sports. England versus Iran. It's interesting that these two have never met on the field, so this is yet another history-making match. I'm going to give England a 3-0 win. Unless Iran show up ballin', I find an England victory more feasible. USA versus Wales. These two played to a 0-0 draw back in 2020. I think this game will be really close, but I think USA can edge a 1-0 win. I will say there is a lot of doubt inside of me for that score, but it is still the score that I most highly believe could happen. So after the first round, I am predicting this group to end like this. Wales versus Iran. These two haven't faced off since 1978 in a friendly where Wales won, and I believe a 2-0 victory for Wales will occur. Wales' striking ability could be tough for the Iranian defenders. England versus USA. These two have faced in the World Cup twice. England has yet to beat the US, and I feel it's going to stay that way. I'm predicting a 2-2 tie between these two clubs. They are similar on both sides. However, there is a close chance that England might just be able to come out on top. But I'm still going to go with the 2-2. After the second round, I am predicting the group to look like this. Wales versus England. Wales' record versus England is rough, and unfortunately for Wales, I think England will continue it by winning 2-1 against Wales. Iran versus USA. These two teams have faced on one time at a World Cup, where Iran pulled a surprise win. However, this time around, I see USA winning the match 1-0. So after the final round, I am predicting the group to end up like this, and for England and USA to qualify to the knockout round. My predictions for Group B are done. I'm sure many will disagree, others will agree. Once again, that's the beauty of predicting sports. There is no right or wrong. They, the players on the pitch, will make the final decisions. Make your own predictions. Have fun with it. Don't make it too seriously. Unless it's your job to get everything right. Which, I don't think that's really a job. Though it could be a good. It wouldn't be a good job. That'd be terrifying. That'd be stressful. This is the end of the video. Keep watching your favorite sport. Stay healthy, be good, and God bless.